YouTube, what's going on, guys? Lego PC back to do another video, and I got lost there for a second. I was trying to find the device. We're going to do the Goblin, the Youde Goblin. Let me see if I have the box here. I probably do around here somewhere. Maybe I don't. Maybe I put it away. But anyways, I received this device just about a week and a half ago, and I've been using it basically every day since. Really enjoying it. I'm going to take it off the Sigelli here. And today we're going to break it down. I'll show you everything. We're going to rewick it. We'll go through basically how this device works. And I'm also going to show you a new wicking method for these new RTAs like that. So, came in a box like this. Youde Goblin. You guys saw the unboxing video, so I'm not going to go too far in depth with it. I've got extras in here, but I'm not going to fuck with it because I don't want to lose the screws. So, Youde always has the same packaging from what I've always seen. Youde or Youde, I'm not sure. I say Youde. Always have the same packaging. So they put the device in the front, and there's always a bunch of goodies in the back. I keep it in here so that way I don't lose it. There's extra screws, O-rings, all that good stuff. And I throw it in the drawer with all my other boxes. You don't even want to know how many boxes are in there. There's a lot. So, the device, what is it? It's an RTA. Because everybody in the world wanted me to review this. Is an RTA. It's just about empty. Got a little bit of juice left in there. It's kind of falling back to the bottom here. I'll probably vape it by the time I'm done talking. It is an RTA that has airflow like a dripper. Has max capacity of about 4 milliliters or so. And has tremendous airflow. Now, for me, the airflow is way too much. I only keep it at about half stock, but for a lot of people, this is going to be a inexpensive beast, is what this is going to be. So where did I purchase it? I got it off Mount Baker Vapor. Thank you, Millman, again, for a link. He gave me a link to Mount Baker Vapor. I believe they're selling it for $29. However, if you use the Reddit discount code, or let's see if I have one. They send me a lot of cards all the time. Yep, I do. You get one of these little cards every time you shop off them. You get 10% off anything you buy. I've got cards on every single vape shop I've talked to, so there's just tons up there. However, one of them gives you a bigger discount code, and it knocks it down to like $26. Did the priority shipping and went back up to $29. So basically got it within 2 days, which was really nice. Things just chucking clouds. Things crazy. So, let's go over the outside of it first. Wish I had my e-leaf. It was charging, so I don't have it on me, so we're using this together. So I got my own drip tip in here. To be honest with you, I don't believe it came with a drip tip, which is a little bit weird, but fine, because I have a million of them, so not a big deal. I have been using 12 milligram in here, unfortunately, and it's been destroying me lately. Alright. Okay, so, like you saw in the video, it came like this. However, if you saw the unboxing video, assuming, there's a small top cap piece for the funnel that shortens the length, and here's a smaller glass tank. Okay, I believe it's Pyrex, could be quartz. It's real thick, so it's going to be able to withstand most juices there. So it's really cool. I'd rather run it in the tall mode. I get if people want to run it in the short mode, but to me, the more juice it holds, the better, obviously. So what I'm going to do is just untwist it right here. Because it is threaded on the top, you're going to see some juice spillage because I do have a little bit left in there. Oh, guess not. Okay, so we've got a threaded top cap, and we've got O-rings, the red O-rings. I like the red because you can see them a little bit easier than the clear ones they always throw on there. So you can see exactly how that fits. Basically, your tank's going to snap in. You're going to tighten the top funnel piece, which is threaded, and there's also an O-ring on that, and a piece of dog hair. God, can't get away from the dog. Okay, and then we've got an O-ring down there. Okay, now this funnel is 2 pieces, which makes building on it pretty awesome, but I'm actually going to show you the wicking method I used, and I have not had a single dry hit since I did this. Now I have been running, I believe, a 0.4 coil on here at about anywhere from 30 to 40 watts on and off, and I just knocked my K-Fun over. Stay. No issues with burning or anything like that. Now oh yeah, need to change coils. See, real dark in there. Every time I use a dark juice, this thing burns up the coils in a matter of days. However, if I use a lighter juice, it lasts a really long time without me having to re-thread it. Something to complain about right off the bat. The threading on this is garbage. I mean, some of the worst threading I've ever had. Whether that goes for all the goblins, I don't know, but the one I've received is absolute garbage. I have to crank on this thing to get it to unscrew, and then same when I have to get it tightened down. Holy shit. Oh. I mean, the threading is just piss poor. Mostly just on the funnel. Everything else has been okay. But this piece is just hella hard to get out. Alright, so you can definitely tell it's time for a new wick. You got little threads everywhere. Let me clear this out and I will show you guys what it looks like. Funnel's got a little symbol on it, just says Goblin on it. It's actually scratched and I'm not really sure how. That. Now, I can't really complain about quality materials like this because it is super cheap, so it's like, what are you going to really complain about? If it was super, super high quality, I would expect it to be more than $26. So it's one of those things where you just kind of live with it. And this wick was gone. Don't text me, I'm doing a video. Okay, so like a lot of the recent RTAs we've reviewed, it's got 4 posts. One or the middle pieces are raised so your coil can go in there pretty straight. We're going to zoom in and I can show you all the details. Okay, so you can see that my coil's sitting there kind of angled towards the airflow channels. You're going to see the airflow channels are right there. Now they're not like the billow, they're not raised, so you have to be very careful on how you wick this, and I will show you how I do it. Now, the juice channels are huge. Again, these juice channels are really, really big, so you will be able to put a high VG juice in here with no problems. Actually, I prefer a high VG juice when the juice channels are this big. Okay, we've got Phillips heads on it, which makes your life a lot easier instead of stupid Allen screws. We've got a fill port, what appears to be a copper pin, and a serial number. So very easy, very normal stuff you'd see on here, nothing special. No issues with stripping the coils yet. Usually the screws are too tight and you end up cutting right through it. So we've got real thick juice channels in here. Now we look at the funnel piece, if we can focus, there we go. It says Goblin. The threading looks okay in there. It's just been, I mean, just trash for me. Just trash. This is by far the worst piece I have. It also feels like the cheapest, lightest piece I have as well, so it's not super surprising, I guess. But not a bit impressed with that whatsoever. So, I'll take you back in here. What I'm going to do is burn this off real quick. Clean them off a little bit, let them catch on fire. Now, the first time I did end up changing coils and re-wicking, I did have an issue with the screw coming loose. Now, I don't like to tighten the screws super, super tight on these because if you've seen in my other videos, the screws, especially the billow, I had the problem this all the time, will pierce right through your coil and you snap coil and you got to re-wick again. Or rebuild again, and it's really, really annoying. It's not worth the aggravation time that it takes. Random piece of cotton right there. There we go. Now she's glowing nicely. Pretty evenly, looks good. Okay. Now, if you have not seen Rip Tripper's pancake wick method, that's actually what I've used in here. So shout outs to him, taking no credit on that. Really smart idea. I've done stuff similar to it. Obviously didn't have a name for it, but it seems to be working really, really well in this device. I've had no issues. Now what you could do, and I've never shown you guys it in a video before, is You can put this piece on and the secondary piece off, and then just take your wick and kind of spread it around in there. However, you can still get dry hits and leaking. With the way I've been wicking this, I have not had a single leak in about a week and a half, 2 weeks that I've been using this device exclusively. So really, really nice. I'm a fan of it. What we're going to do is we're going to re-wick it. Big old piece of organic cotton. I've got a whole bunch of new juices that just came, and we ordered a huge amount of this cream pie. I want to try this. Thank you, Vaping Cloud 9. As usual, they always give me some free juice on top of it. We got Simply Delicious, which is, I believe, peanut butter. We got some Space Bars. God, this juice has been awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I got some Midsummer's Nectar, because it's getting to be that time. So I think we're going to throw some... Simply Delicious in there. It's a darker juice. And I think it's going to eat up my coils again, but what are you going to do? It smells amazing. It smells like a peanut butter cup. So what we'll do is cut this guy down a little bit. Okay. Might be a little too thick. We're going to find out. Hopefully I'm getting this all on camera. Okay. Safety note, please make sure your coils still aren't hot when you go to do this. Okay. Good. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it extremely, extremely short. And after I trim this, I'll zoom up again to show you how short I'm talking about. But I'm talking about very, very short. I am not going past the base it's been built on. Okay? And I'll show you. You can't see much, and I know I don't have the greatest camera set up in the world. But I will show you, I promise. Alright, so let's turn this around, and you can see a little bit of it now. Now, when I watch other reviewers' videos, it's always hard to tell exactly how short it is, but I think like the way this camera is set up, where it's a real far away view, it's not super close up, it should give you a better estimate of how short I'm cutting these. Got a little too thick of cotton right here, so we're going to pull that off, no biggie. Get a smaller piece in there. Okay. Looks like I got a perfect thickness in cotton. This one's a little bit thicker on this side, which is good. I'll take that. So again, I'm going to trim it right on the edge here. Okay, what I just did is pulled it through a little bit, so it's a little loose. Okay, so that's how thin I'm talking about. We're talking about super, 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 super thin. Super thin. Okay? And I just caused shit to fall everywhere. Fuck! Stupid nemesis, stand up. Want some free Maple Mountain breakfast? I got a bunch of that. I got more samples than I could ever hope to have, ever. Alright. So let's get rid of the excess cotton for now. Alright, so here's going to be the trick. We're going to juice it up first. And once we juice it up, once I juice it up, I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing with it. Oh, actually, this is a really light juice. For some reason it looked darker in the bottle. I did shake this up, right? Probably should try it again. Let's see. Juice up this wick. Alright. It's looking good already. The only thing that's a little annoying about this Goblin is it does have a really small build deck. Really small build deck. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Obviously, the smaller or the bigger the build deck, the bigger the device, but it does give you a lot of room to work. Okay, can I already tell that this side's a little too big? Well, that side's a little too big. What you're going to see what I did is I just pushed them out. And that's basically how I'm going to do this build. I'm going to push it out and the whole plan is to make it flat. It's going to make it flat right above the juice channel. And what that's going to do is prevent anything from landing on the deck below the coil. And I'll show you that once I 100% build this. I just want to talk you through a little bit of what my mindset is on this. I'm going to trim that one up a little bit. I feel like I need to trim this one up a little bit too. There's no perfect way to wick anything. It's just learning and living with it and going on to the next coil. It's just really the truth of it. It's all experimentation, which is really cool. I mean, that's the cool part about building. Just finding the things that work for you. Okay, so I've got these pretty juiced up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little syringe here, and I'm going to zoom up so you guys can watch. Though you can see my mouth. I'm going to take these and I'm just going to flatten them out. And I'm going to put it right above the juice channel. Okay? And you're going to see it in a minute. Now the trick is you got to be able to still put your cap on. Okay? So what that means is you got to make sure you're not going over any of the threading on the device. Otherwise your cap's not going to go down, obviously. It's a little tedious, but it does work, and it's worked for me. It's something you guys have seen me talk about before this whole method came out, is I don't like to put anything in the juice channels. I like to put everything on the build deck to just soak up all that juice, especially since we're getting RTAs that have really thick and wide juice channels. There's a lot of juice coming up to those coils now. So you got to make sure you're not going to flood and come down the air channel and all that good stuff. So I got a little bit of trimming to do in this one. Let me trim this real quick. You can see a zoom up of my beard. Okay. So trim that guy up. Okay. Now, you're going to see what I did. It's kind of harder because it's a whiter juice, but nothing's in the channel. Everything is just flattened out. As soon as it's outside the coil, it's flattened out. Do you see that? You see that? Might be a little bit harder to see. Okay. Everything is just flattened out as soon as it comes out the coil. Okay. I'm going to trim that excess off the top there. You saw how high it's up. I'm just going to trim some of that up. I obviously don't need wick that high. Okay, so what we're going to try to do now is put our little funnel piece on it without disrupting any of the wick. And what's cool is once we put this piece on, we can obviously adjust the wick even more, and I'll show you how we do that. So here we go. We're going to go back to me trying to put this funnel piece on. It is going on a little bit easier than the last time, so I guess that's a good sign. Holy shit. Personally, I think I just got a bad one. Oh my god, but trying to get this thing tightened all the way down is a beast. Okay, I think I got it. So that's what it looks like inside. And what's really cool is when you have it open like this, you can play with it. Will you stop texting me? Okay. So what we're going to do is just make sure that we're not pressed up too close to the wall here. Now this device does get pretty warm pretty quick because, again, look how small this little build deck area is. Right, there's a lot of vapor coming out of that little guy right there. So I'm just going to push my syringe down there and make sure the wick is straight down. We don't got anything hanging up above here. Okay. Not the most perfect build, but I like it. I think it looks pretty good right now. Looks nice and clean. Okay. That's what it's looking like. Okay. So what we're going to do is throw the top cap on. I probably should make sure it works. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. We're good. And then we're going to talk about the airflow, because we haven't even talked about the adjustable airflow, have we? Okay. So, put our tank on. Find our top cap. Okay. I'm just going to screw it down. Now, what the coolest part about this device is, in my opinion, is the airflow. Now, most airflows, you got to get a screwdriver out and screw it down or adjust it, like a limo where we have to take the bottom piece off. That's not how this works. Now, the airflow is right on the side. That's a Cyclops style. And all we have to do is rotate the base. Though, I will say, it is a little hard to get a grip because there's no type of knurling or anything. But you're going to see I've rotated to full air. Okay, and it's a lot of airflow. When I open it up all the way, I have to go over 50-60 watts before I can get some real good hits. So what I like to do is keep it closed off a good amount, probably 3/4 open to maybe a half open, somewhere around there. And this device does have a lot of airflow, a lot of airflow. So we're going to take our fill screw out. The fill system is pretty easy. The only problem about high VG juices is it just likes to sit there when you're filling a tank. It's like, please go down the tube. Now, the way I wick to that, I recommend only doing it with the high VG juice, because you got to remember that high viscosity juice is to get up that juice channel and soak into that cotton, and it's going to take longer. When you use a 50-50, that's going to soak the cotton in seconds, and the next thing you know, it's going to be dripping into your airflow, and that's when you start having leaking. So, when you're using higher VG, you're going to want to use less cotton. When you're using a 50-50 or something like that, maybe even, I know some people use a 40-60, you're going to want more cotton because of how thin that is. There's going to be constant juice coming in that juice channel. So that's the trick with cotton, I've learned. It's all going to be based on your viscosity. Now, see, I do max VG on everything now, so I use the same builds and everything. Alright, we're almost there. We're up to where the funnel builds, and there's not much juice room after that, probably a 1/4 milliliter maybe, so I don't really usually worry about filling it up higher than that. So we'll put the screw back in, which is actually a really nice screw, really nice threading on it. Never any issues threading it. Okay. All sorts of air bubbles in there. It's looking good. It's looking good. I'm going to throw in my cool little black drip tip, which I love. Listen to that airflow. Airflow for days. I like this palm drip tip too. Maybe I'll use this. Oh, look at that. That screw did fall out when I was showing you guys the UD box. I had a feeling. There she is. I've just got random screws already over here because my work area is never clean. Alright. So, what do we got? We got a 0.4 coil at 3.6 volts, 32 watts. Let's see what it hit. Interesting flavor. Alright, just because I love you guys. Oh, another con. to change the airflow, trying to do it on a device is kind of a pain in the ass. So you kind of have to pull it off to adjust the airflow. I'm going to open the airflow up. 6 milligrams, so I should not die here. Let's kick it up. We're up to 39 watts at 4 volts. Woo! Let's sit back. Oh, there's a vacuum behind me. That's why I can't go back. Okay. Woo! You want to see clouds? That's clouds. Fuck it. Let's do 45 watts. I haven't tried it that high yet, but I think it can do it. You know, we're going to do 43 because that's 4.2 volts. So that's a fully charged battery right there. 4.2 volts. 4.2 gigawatts. Alright, let's hit it. Woo. Not even a warm vape because the airflow is so wide open. It takes forever to get a warm vape when you got the airflow all the way open. 45 watts. These are 2-second pulls. 2-second pulls, you can see the vapor coming out. And you can see it's filling really well. You just saw 2 air bubbles come flying up to the top. It refills itself really, wicks really, really well. You can see there comes another one. So it's wicking really, really well, no matter what the voltage and wattage I'm setting it at. I'm going to drop it back down. And the taste is on par with all the other RTAs. I mean, the taste is really, really, really good. I don't want to say taste, it sounds like I'm drinking it. The flavor is really, really good. I really like it. It's on par with the Lima. I don't know if it's as good, but it's a much warmer, enjoyable vape because I do like a warmer vape. Even with the airflow all the way open, you can kick it up to 50 watts and you're going to get that warm vape and a ton of airflow. I mean, ton of airflow. Honestly, this is what I wish the Billow had been, because the Billow still, to me, puts out some of the best flavor and has some of the best clouds I've ever seen. But the biggest problem with it is the thing I have to lay it sideways on a paper towel here. I can't put it up in the other RTAs. The shit floods everywhere. And there's just constant liquid all over the damn place. So I wish that that's what the Billow had been. So, I mean, this device is fantastic. Really, really good. Ooh, that was a good flavor chunk right there. Ooh, that was good. Good flavor. So, the Youde Goblin. Pros, pretty much everything. The cons are really the minimal part. So, the threading on the funnel, absolute shit. I don't know if that's going to be yours too, but that's mine. Mine has been absolute shit. It has, so I got to get a paper towel on there and just grasp it and just tighten for my life on that sucker. Same with untightening it. Trust me, I didn't cross-thread anything because it wouldn't be on there right now if I had cross-threaded something. And trust me, the first 15 minutes thought that's what I was doing. Also, now with my wicking method, it's not an issue. However, I wish they had raised, put like almost like a funnel like the Billow did, surrounding the air hole, so you don't have to worry about that flooding issue. However, the way I wick it is super easy. You don't got to put anything in the channels, no issues with flooding, nothing. I don't even get a gurgle hit. That never happens. So, I mean, that's fantastic. Freaking fantastic. Plenty of high VG. I've put 90% VG in here. No issues at all whatsoever. Thank you to Rip Trippers for putting an awesome wicking method in. Though, you guys have seen my videos, that's similar to what I was doing in the first place. But I like that there's a name for it. I'm going to call it the pancake method. I do like that. The only other issue, probably the airflow, having to take it off and have to twist the airflow. If I try to do it now, I'm afraid that I'm going to be pushing against the screw that's already holding the RT in place. I just don't want to keep tightening it down and snapping something, you know what I mean? Tighten it too much on the actual device. Cons. That's really all I can think of. We still have a fill port screw, which I have a feeling in the next 6 months they're going to come up with something that we don't need a tool to fill our devices with. But for now they have not. So pretty much everything has a fill port screw, so I can't really slam it for having a fill port screw. Now my buddy did come over this weekend and he had an Atlantis and showed me how easy his fill was, and I vaped it and it was fan-frickin-tastic. You know, we may see something like that, but for these air pressurized tanks like this, we can't have something like that at the moment. There's just no way. I'm imagining some type of seal where the seal's always there unless you put your syringe into it and it breaks the seal to fill it. Some scientific ideas running through my head for something like that, but overall, this device is a yes, yes, yes. Please buy it at under $30 if you can get it. It is super, super hard to find, so that was why I thought it was going to be a good device in the first place. eBay's got them going for $60, $70, $80, and people are actually buying them. That's the crazier part. Not only are they on there for that price, they're getting sold for that price, which blows my damn mind. So thank you to Melon Man for throwing me that Mount Baker Vapor link. Really, really appreciate it. I was able to finally review this. It's really clean looking. It's just a basic silver tank. We got the Goblin on the funnel there, but it's just really clean looking. I really, really enjoy it, guys. We'll hit one more time. I'm gonna get back. Let's see if I can. We're gonna see how long I can get this cloud. Let's check. That's right. I'm really tall. The 2-second, 3-second pulls in this thing are just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So that's all I got for you guys. Till next time. Not sure I'm going to review in the future. So keep an eye out if you got suggestions. As always, write down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, favorite, whatever you got to do. I'll keep producing. Till next time. Peace.